Hello students, welcome to the online tutorial for Vidya Bhavan Higher Secondary School. This video is for class 12 science. Today I'll start a new chapter termed as heredity and variation. This chapter is all about genetics, so please listen or do watch the videos very carefully and properly, and please follow all the notes that will be given to you, because this chapter is very much important and very much difficult to understand. So let's begin with this chapter. Let's not waste the time anymore. So first of all, heredity and genetics. Heredity and variation. So what is heredity? What do we mean by heredity? Heredity means the process by which the characters are transmitted from one generation to the other generation. This process is termed as the heredity. That means we often say that you look like your mother, you look like your father. This characteristic of your father is being inherited to you. So why we can say all these things? It is because those certain characteristics, or the half of the characteristics from the father and half of the characteristics from the mother, are being transferred from them to us. In this way, characters are being transferred from generation after generation, and this process of transferring the characters is termed as the heredity. So heredity is something that is very much essential to hold the characters, because we are having the characters, we are passing the characters to our next generation. In this way, characters are being transferred and they are also being modified for further use and reuse. So this process of transferring the characters from the parents to the offspring is termed as the heredity. Now next, genetics. Now the branch of biology that deals with how the transferring of the characters is taking place, and what are the processes while transferring of the characters. The branch of biology who deals with all of these questions and answers regarding the heredity, regarding this process, that branch of biology is termed as genetics. Okay, so this was about what is heredity and what is genetics. Now, in the heredity we have learned that the transmission of characters. Now, what is being transferred? The characters. Now, what is the specific name for these characters? The name of these characters are gene. Okay, or in short we can say them DNA. So, these DNA, or the fragments of the chromosome or the gene, are being transferred in the name of characters from one generation to another generation, so that we can have those characters and can reuse or use them or can modify them for our own purposes. Understood? So this is about gene. What is gene? It is nothing but the characters which are transferred from one generation to another generation. Next we will learn about what are the terms meant by dominant and recessive. Now the gene which can express itself in the presence of another gene, okay, that gene is termed as a dominant gene. That means whatever the condition is, whatever the situation is, that gene can express itself irrespective of every situation. That is why it is termed as a dominant gene, because it is very much dominating. And the gene which cannot express itself in the presence of the dominant gene, okay, in the presence of the dominant gene, that gene is termed as the recessive gene. Understood? That means recessive gene only can express itself in the absence of the dominant gene. Got it? Next is that what are the sex chromosome and autosome. Sex chromosome are the X and Y chromosome that determines the gender or the sex of the person, and autosome is what? It is the body chromosome. Apart from the sex chromosome, the body chromosome which are being present in the body cells, those chromosomes are termed as the autosome. Okay, now we will move on to the next topic. Now next we'll go for the homologous and non-homologous chromosomes. Now what are homologous chromosomes? Homologous chromosomes are the chromosomes that bear the identical arrangement of genes. Okay, that means the two copies. We all know that the chromosomes are, you can see, always exist in pairs. Now what happens in case of homologous chromosome? Both the gene which are attached by the centromere, both the chromosome bear same arrangement or same gene. Okay, that is the homologous one, which bear the same composition or same structure of the gene. And what are non-homologous chromosomes? The ones, those bearing different set of gene. Okay, different set of gene. They do not contain same amount of gene or the same gene, same structured gene. They contain different set of gene, okay, or different structured gene. That is the non-homologous chromosome. Now we will go to the gene allele or allelomorph and the locus. Now we have learned that what are allele? Allele is nothing but the gene that these are the particular gene that resides in the homologous chromosome. Now you can see that this is the homologous chromosome. As I have told you that homologous chromosome is what? The ones, those who are bearing the same composition or the same structured gene. Okay. Now these alleles, what are these alleles? These are nothing but these are the genes that are placed or that are residing within the homologous chromosome at a particular place. That particular place in which the alleles are residing, that particular place is termed as the locus. Over here you can see this, the red and blue zone are termed as the allele, and this region is termed as locus. Understood? Next we will learn about the phenotype and genotype. Now what is this genotype? Genotype means that the gene responsible for any character. The gene responsible for any character. Okay. And phenotype is what? It is the character that can be visible to us. Okay. So phenotype is the character that is visual. Okay. Suppose over here you can see that the violet colored flower, or you can say the purple colored flower. This violet color or this purple color is the phenotype, because we can see the color of the flower. This is the phenotype. Then what is the genotype? This PP, this capital P and capital P, this gene is the genotype responsible for this purple colored phenotype. Understood? Similarly over here, white colored flower. Okay, white colored flower we can see. Now for this white colored flower, this is the phenotype. Who is responsible for this phenotype? This small p gene. Okay, so this is the genotype, this small p. That means this is the genetic constitution or composition which is responsible for this white colored phenotype. Now next we are moving to some definitions. That is, one of them is cistron, muton and recon. So first of all we will go for the cistron. What is it? It is nothing but a unit of gene. That means it is a small fragment of the gene or a small part of a structural gene that takes part in the synthesis of polypeptide. That means it takes part in the protein synthesis. Okay, a particular part of a gene that takes part in a protein synthesis. Next come in muton. Now muton, it is a unit of mutation. Okay, now mutation can be caused by any replacement or any change. Suppose change in the purine pyrimidine, addition or deletion of the nucleotides can bring about mutation. So this muton is nothing but the unit of the mutation. Now next is the recon. Recon is the unit of recombination. Okay, due to the crossing over. So what happens due to the crossing over, the genetical segments that are getting exchanged, that recon is the unit of that exchange. Okay, so this is all about cistron, muton and recon. Now next we will read about the monohybrid cross. The monohybrid cross performed by Mendel in case of pea plant. You have done it in class 10 also, but let's recapitulate it. So in case of pea plant, Mendel has taken stem height. Okay, so stem height, the dominant character is capital T, that is a tall, and the recessive one, the recessive character is dwarf, small t. This is dwarf and this is tall. So these two are the characters that are being taken by the Mendel in P generation or in the parental generation. Now let us perform the cross, P generation or parental generation. Remember, the way I am doing the cross, you have to do it in the exact manner. You have to write all these things, P generation, F1 generation, everything you have to write. Okay, so P generation, what is being taken? Capital T is being crossed with small t. Now next, gametes will be coming out from the P generation. So what are the gametes? It is being coming out, one capital T, another one capital T. Same over here, two gametes will be coming out. What are they? One small t and one small t. So till this much, that means the coming out of the gametes, till this much I think you have understood. Next, there will be a cross between these gametes. So capital T is being crossed with small t. So this one and this one. This is F1 generation, or you can say first filial generation. Okay, capital T, small t. Now you just tell me, this one is the dominant character and this one is the recessive character. Okay, that means this capital T stands for tallness and this small t stands for dwarfness. Now what will be the character of it? It will be tall or dwarf? It will be tall, because this is a dominant gene and this is a recessive gene. Whatever the character of the recessive gene is, the dominant will only express itself. Recessive cannot express itself. Now till F1 generation, it is up to this much. Now I will go on to the F2 generation or the checkerboard. Now this is the checkerboard. Okay. Now this T will be crossed with both of them. That means capital T into capital T. That means capital T, capital T. Again this capital T will be crossed with this T as well. That means capital T and small t. So this line is over. Now we are moving to this second line. This small t will again be multiplied with both of them. That means capital T, small t, this one. Now next, small t, small t. So what we are getting after this is the F2 generation. You have to write all these things. Okay. Now one pure tall plant, two hybrid tall plant and one pure dwarf plant. So if I'll do the phenotypic ratio means what can I see? That means how many tall and how many dwarf. How many tall? One tall, one pure tall and two hybrid tall. That means 1 plus 2 means 3 tall. And how many dwarf? Only one dwarf. That means 3:1. This is the phenotypic ratio. That means how many tall we can see and how many dwarf we can see. Next is that the genotypic ratio. Genotypic ratio is what? 1 pure tall, capital T, 2 hybrid tall, capital T, small t, so 2, and 1 pure dwarf. Understood? So this is the phenotypic and genotypic ratio. Next is that what is the law that can be derived from Mendel's monohybrid cross? The first law of Mendel, that is the law of segregation. Law of segregation has been derived from Mendel's first cross. And this law states that factors for the contrasting character in a zygote do not blend or do not mix with each other, but they segregate and pass into different generation or different gametes or different offspring. Okay, so this was all about today's video. I am keeping the video till this much. In my next video, I'll continue with the next part of the chapters. Thank you.